Today, as part of your activity, you're going to be constructing an angle bisector. So I'm going to show you and give you a little heads up of what that might look like. Again, we're going to use our compass to, let me move the arm here. You can see how we have a shorter distance, shorter length, or a longer distance, a longer length. We're going to use our compass to make sure that we have equidistant parts, or that we can draw a segment that's the same distance. Remember, if we want something that bisects, we want it to be the same distance from both sides. So by keeping my compass stationary at a certain place, I'll know that all those distances I make with that compass are the same until I move that arm again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting the point on the tip of the angle. And then it doesn't matter how long you make your compass or how wide you open it up, as long as we can get a couple points that are the same distance from the end here. I'll put a point there. So by doing that, I've got a couple points on my angle that are equidistant. The same distance from the point. We're not done yet. I want something to go right down the middle. To go right down the middle, it needs to be the same distance from each side. So I really want to do what I did, but with the sides, not the tip. But I needed a starting place on my sides that were the same distance straight across from each other. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select and move this compass. Again, put your tip right on that point. And then we're going to put this down where we think the angle bisector is going to go straight through the angle. And I can actually move this now again. I just need to make sure from here I'm equidistant from both sides. So now once I get this where I want it to be, don't move it again. We're going to draw a little arc here. Remember, all those points on that arc are the same distance from that tip. Move it down to the other side. Try to get it right where it was going to cross. Close as I can. And now I'm going to swing this up. So I have another set of points that are also the same distance. So all those points are the same distance from that bottom point on the side of my angle. And that one point where they crossed, let me draw that point on there. That one point where they crossed is now the same distance from both of those points on my angle, which is kind of what we were saying before. To be a bisector, it needs to go right down the middle. Now I might have to turn this ruler a little bit. Yep. So I'm going to have to move this ruler just other way. Maybe like right there. See if that's a little bit closer. Not even close. Can I move it down just a little bit? That's okay, so just a little bit, and then just up. Trying to get it to go through both. That's the best I can do for you. And then draw my line down the middle. I need a pen for that. Almost. Line is probably using my straight edge here. It's pretty good. Oh, it just disappeared. Click back there. Move that out of the way and let you see what's going on here. What we're saying then is that every point there on that angle bisector should be the same distance from each side. It goes right down the middle, and we have constructed two angles on both sides. You can put those little arc marks that are the same measure. And I didn't use a compass. I didn't measure degrees. All I did was use a straight edge. I didn't even use the tick marks on my ruler to measure out inches. Just the straight edge and the compass, and use the length of the compass or how far the arm was opened up to make sure I had points that were equidistant.